It's a great piece today. Really important. I mean, I think for me, the number one reason I've had success I've had in business is becoming a professional salesperson. So no question that has been the single most important decision I ever made regarding becoming successful in business. And I think that's would be true. I don't care what profession you happen to in, everything is selling. Getting people to like you, to trust you, to take advantage of your products or your services or whatever it is you're offering. Even if you're a school teacher, I mean, getting your students to, selling them on studying, on becoming great students. It doesn't matter what it is. Even with dealing with children, you have to close children on doing what they need to be doing. So everything about everything is selling. And if you want to have a better life where you want to get more of what you want, and that's not taking advantage of people, it's just knowing how to be persuasive in a way that's good for everyone. But becoming a master salesperson is really important. So it's called Become a Master Salesperson with an Equality Mindset. Do you want to do business with someone who appears to be afraid of you, who fawns all over you, who jumps at the chance to agree with you, who wants your business so badly that he'll or she'll say anything, do anything to obtain it? Now, I'm often asked what I think the most important aspect is to becoming a master salesperson. Not an easy question to answer because, of course, there are so many things that make a salesperson successful, let alone a master. You could create a list a few pages long covering every point of all three sides of the selling triangle: mental, attitude, work habits, and salesmanship. Still, it's a fair question and it deserves an answer. In my opinion, the most important point is an equality mindset. What do I mean by that? An equality mindset means that the salesperson has no fear of the prospect or customer. He or she sees themselves as the prospect's equal and approaches them in that frame of mind. They're bold. They know that they must have the prospect's respect in order to do business with them, and the only way to obtain the prospect's respect is to be their equal, not their fearful lackey. The sad truth is most salespeople are to some degree afraid of their prospects or customers, and because of that, they approach them again. This is in various degrees from a subservient position, which, trust me, does not engender respect. On the contrary, it begets a lack of respect. In many cases, a complete turnoff. Think about it. Do you want to do business with someone who appears to be afraid of you, who fawns all over you, who jumps at the chance to agree with you, who wants your business so badly that they'll say or do anything to obtain it? I didn't think so. When you possess an equality mindset, you approach the sales process from a position of strength. When you don't, when you're subservient to your prospect or your customer, you approach the sales process from a position of weakness. You're behind the 8 ball from the start to the finish. Here's a list of things to keep in mind. The worst thing that can happen is that you won't make a sale. So what? You knew going in that you weren't going to sell them all right. So why be fearful? There's nothing to be fearful of. An equality mindset leads to what I call the voice of authority. A voice of authority will cause your prospect or customer to have faith in you, give credence to what you're telling them, and respect you. When you know what you're talking about, you're a professional and you're an expert, you're going to come across that way. Eye contact. You must always look the prospect customer directly in the eye to gain their respect. A salesperson who avoids eye contact is going to be seen as shifty and untrustworthy. You're there to serve the prospect, the customers, better their life. That's a pretty terrific thing, isn't it? It's something you can be proud of, isn't it? It's something your prospect customer should appreciate. They will too if you're dealing with them from a position of equality. These are questions few people have asked before. Are salespeople afraid of some or all of their prospects? Do they see themselves as subservient to their prospects? Do they suffer from an acute fear of failure? Is fear the number one reason for their lack of success? Are these questions especially pertinent to the 80% of salespeople who only do 20% of the business? If you were to do a survey asking 500 salespeople what are their greatest fears chances are you would get a lot of surprised looks and statements along the lines, I'm not afraid of anything. Chances are, too, the salesperson may not be lying to you. They may really believe that to be true, what they said. The reason for that fear is not an emotion most of us are constantly in touch with, or even if we are, we hate to admit it. It's just too painful and embarrassing, and too often an invitation to ridicule from one's peers. It is a vast conspiracy, really, a king-size barrier to successful selling. To even discuss it, let alone confront it, is a taboo most refuse to confront. In Selling Fearlessly, Bob Tersons confronts this mighty taboo for all of us, and we are all the better off for it. For it to be successful in selling requires challenging our fears and forever banishing them to a locked closet and throwing away the key. Those of us who are true professionals call on people to help them, serve them better, their business lives. We are not there to manipulate or exploit them for our own benefit. To perform at the highest level, we cannot be afraid of them. Why should we? To perform at the highest level, we must be the equal of our prospects and customers. Why shouldn't we? Again, we are professionals, are we not? Do we not deserve the respect and even gratitude for the excellent work we do on their behalf? Absolutely. Fear, like all emotions, is simply a state of mind, a temporary state of mind. If you're willing to look deep within yourself, confront and challenge your fears, slash your way through them, success beyond your wildest imagination awaits you. Selling Fearlessly is not only a hands-on tool, it's a great book. To get you past your fears, it will show you how to sell from the perspective of a master salesperson who spent 43 years in the field selling to the same tough customers you deal with every day of your life. This book covers all of it. Mental attitude, work habits, salesmanship. There are elements of selling Terson brings to your attention that you may never have thought about. This is a book of stories, a book of solid, subtle technique, not a book of abstract theory. This is the real world of selling, a life changer. And after you read this book, you'll never be the same or think about the sales process the same. Whether you're a newcomer or a seasoned professional, you'll find ideas in this book that will take your sales to new levels. As you put these ideas into practice, you'll see your success with customers soar. Again, that's Selling Fearlessly by Terson, Terson. Enjoy. Greatness awaits you.